Well, the body, mind, soul, spirit approach to healing is the only approach to healing that is going to work, period. It just doesn't happen any other way. We know that because we have a lot of amazing modalities out there with well-intentioned, credentialed, experienced professionals that are focused on the mind, a lot of therapy. We have a lot of programs out there that are just focused on nutrition now. A lot of detox programs, a lot of being able to work on nutrition, superfoods. We have a lot of programs out there that are very spiritually based. And you go and you meditate, or you go to some shamanic experience where you're working with the energy body. And how amazing each of them are, and yet alone they don't work for sustainable change. It is very important that we work on the entire body, the entire self, the mind, the soul, our energy body, the electromagnetic field that we are part of, that we are generating. It is very important to work on what we're putting into our body and how we are living in our body. We have to work on all of them all together. It doesn't make any sense not to do that. So I know for myself, I went to a lot of therapy. That was the modality that I had grown up with. I had psychologists as parents. I was comfortable with it. I knew my childhood trauma. I knew about my sexual abuse. I knew about my family of origin issues. I got it. I understood it. And I recognized triggers that came up, and when my shadow would come up. And you know what? I was still miserable. And then I got really interested in nutrition. Having had an eating disorder a lot of my life. So I got really involved in eating the right nutrients and the right supplements, and I was working hard on that. And yes, of course, I felt better. But you know what? I was still miserable. I could not get any traction. And I've worked on the soul pieces, trying to find what my purpose, finding the artist's way, women who run with wolves. I've done all of that, trying to find who am I, Joseph Campbell, what's my bliss? And compartmentalizing that did nothing. And it wasn't until I had been involved in a place like the sanctuary and being here and living here and working at the sanctuary where I started addressing my entire being. So I'm looking at what I'm putting in my body, what I'm eating. I'm looking at the thoughts that I'm thinking. I'm aware when my blind spots are up and I'm in the shadow and I'm working from an unconscious place of disempowering beliefs. I'm very aware of the energy body that I have, this electromagnetic field around me, the blueprint of who I am. I'm very aware of my interfacing with that. And I'm very aware of my soul. I'm very aware every day of tracking in. Am I following and speaking my truth? Am I saying yes when I mean yes and no when I mean no? I'm very connected to now the earth. I'm very connected to those places beyond language within myself. And I do this daily. And they interface with one another. And I can tell you, nothing changed in my life until all of these components were working together to create change and to create balance and to create a life waking up to and waking up for, a life of hope, a life of real, tangible change that 10 years later I am still living and experiencing.